What's going on, y'all? So listen. I am so sorry, but baby, I just saw the preview for next week's episode. And after looking at this episode of Queen Sugar, let me tell you something. This episode really wasn't much. It wasn't really that much drama. It really wasn't that much anything. But it had a couple of revelations in here, bitch. And I was just sitting here like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. OMG. Okay, listen. I had a feeling that shit was gonna happen, and then next week, ew, my soul is a little bit disturbed. Charlie, you better not go down that route, okay? Charlie is literally about to get in bed with the enemy, like literally, okay? She ain't gave them cakes up in 2 seasons, and so in the third season, she gonna give it up to Jack. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna put that out in the universe. Nope, we're not gonna do that. Okay, but this episode was called No Haven in My Shadow. So Darla is back. Let's just get that out the way. Darla is back on her bullshit. You know, to be quite honest, Darla look like she's very clear headed right about now. She can cut her hair. Ralph Angel noticed that. And basically they're having this conversation. You got Blue, you know, the whole episode, I should say, is surrounded around this memorial celebration that they're going to have, bonfire memorial celebration they're going to have for Ernest, the granddaddy, their daddy, you know, and they doing this because it's Blue's birthday also, and this is how they're going to celebrate Blue's birthday because, you know, Blue don't really want to celebrate his birthday because on his birthday, that's when the daddy got sick and had to go to the hospital and then eventually died. Or I should say the granddaddy, his granddaddy. And so, you know, Ralph was like, so what the fuck you doing here? You should have told me you was coming. And she said, yeah, I tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen. Okay. All those times I called you, you wouldn't want to talk to me on the phone. You gave me right off to Blue. I was trying to tell you that I was on my way. And she was like, and I'm staying here. Okay. I'm not going anywhere. I said, oh, she said, I'm finna be in my son's life. I said, okay, Darla, that's the least you can do. Bitch, when they were sitting at that table and they was having that little dinner or whatever, and she was like, I'm finna be in my son's life. Me and Ralph looked up like you didn't have to put an emphasis on it. Like, you know, I felt that sting a little bit because he kind of sensitive at this moment because he just found out that Blue is not his son biologically. And so she was like, our son. She hurried up and, fixed that. And she was like, this shouldn't change anything. Ralph said everything changed, baby. What are you talking about? Everything changed. You know, when she went to go put him down to sleep, Blue, she was like, he got plastic on the bed. Well, yeah, he started pissing himself a few weeks after you left. You should have told me. He didn't want nobody to know he was embarrassed. But you should have told me. I should have known these things. Girl, what was you going to do? Okay? But I get it. That's your son. You need to know. But he was in his feelings. Leave him alone. Okay? Ralph was in his feelings a little bit. Leave him alone. He give him time to grieve. He wasn't trying to fuck around with you. Okay? And I guess, Blue don't know that they really not together no more. He's picking up on it, but they're not together and they won't be together. Okay, too much hurt has went through that, and they're gonna try to make it work. Blue told her about this field trip to the aquarium that they supposed to be having, and Ralph had said that he was already gonna go. And so later on in the episode, after shit went down, he wound up changing the permission slip and said that Darla can go. I was like, okay, that's big of you. You growing the fuck up, okay? You can live in your petty for a minute, but if she's still willing to be there and to be his father, a mother to her son, let her, okay? She fucked up, yes, but still let her be a mother to her son, okay? And so I thought that was big of him. Now this whole thing with Unvi, Unvi and her past. Let me just tell you this. If something happened to Unvi, I'm just going to go and just be like, fuck this shit, because they keep making it seem like something is going to happen to her. Just about every episode, we are in episode 4. In every episode, she's has had a moment where she's about to faint or she's trying to catch her balance or her breath or something like that. She's feeling a little woozy. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I thought you had this under control. What medications? Is she on real medication? Like, that the doctor prescribed or whatever, or is she still just on that herbal shit that, you know, what's her name? Nova subscribed or whatever prescribed. But I don't know. And you know what? She probably doing what she's supposed to be doing as far as taking her medications daily. It's just that Unvi is under so much stress trying to be a business owner at her age. And she's not just being a business owner. She's doing all the manual work herself. She's not in a factory having somebody mass produce all of her pies and stuff. She is literally cooking all this stuff by hand, trying to hurry up and meet a deadline. And she only has one other person in there that's helping her. That's cool enough, but she needs more people, more hands on deck. And then for Miss Effie to come up into the goddamn church room where they using the oven and to tell her and look this face of disgust. I said, I can't stand a petty bitch like this. Okay, Miss Effie, you doing the fucking most. All right. You doing all this stuff. Unvi said she would give 10% to your damn organization. And that is what she been doing. She said, Mama, the check's been clearing. Okay, so what is the issue? Well, the Supper Club been up in here all the time at this time. Bitch, wait a minute. This is Wednesday. And on the schedule, on the calendar, it says I can have the oven from 8 to 5 every Wednesday. Well, ever since I've been here, they've been here at this time on here. So you need to hurry up and do whatever you got to do. I said, y'all need to stop. Y'all been trying by for the first to now, okay? And I am about damn tired of it. You will not continue to try Unvi like this, okay? Doing the fucking most. Gonna let this lady just pass the fuck out because she's stressed out. And then she's so prideful that it's almost like her and Ernest, they really are brother and sister. Because Ernest was going through some stuff with the farm. And he did not let anybody know how bad the farm was suffering, what was going on, the financial straits. He wasn't getting nothing from Charlie or whatever. He had his pride about him. And we see what happened to the farm and how they had to dig themselves out that hole. Same thing with Vi. She don't want help. Hollywood is trying to offer her help in the means of, getting a place to, do her stuff. So she won't have to deal with Miss Effie. Okay, you don't want to do that. Well, we got to find a better way to transport these pies because some of the pies getting all bent up and out of shape or whatever. I can get this truck for $200, fix it up, whatever, and you can be all to the good. Listen, you don't need to spend no more money on me, okay? This is a business that I started by myself. That's what I want to keep it as, and I ain't got time to be paying nobody back. I said, he did not say you had to pay him back, Mama. He's offering you this, okay? He is giving you this out the kindness of his heart because he don't want to see you worn down. He don't want to see you work yourself to your fucking death just like Ernest did. And I said, Hollywood is a good man. And eventually she came to her senses at the end and told him, yeah, you can do the truck and all that shit. And I was like, that's cool, that's good. Bitch, moving on. Vi want, Charlie to take Proctor, who was the family friend, who was Ernest's best friend, to the doctor. His back been messed up, and I guess they're gonna check him out and schedule an appointment to, do surgery on his back. And so he was just like an old person do, especially an old black man, trying to prolong the whole thing. At first, Charlie, she really wasn't here for it. Vi had to put her in her place. Look, girl, you got a whole bunch of people over here at your jam place where you at. You can have them do whatever it is that you doing, and you can take this man to the goddamn doctor, okay? Because I know he's not gonna go on his own self. So she get there, and he's just dilly-dallying and talking about time with Ernest, and she sees a picture with Ernest and her dad. Him and Ernest, and eventually when they get out the door, he's making up an excuse talking about something. I gotta go back inside to get my jacket. She was like, no, I'll get your jacket. That's when she saw the picture of him and her dad. And then also see on the table a letter of termination, aka a letter of fucking eviction off that damn land. By who? Landry Enterprises. I said, ain't this about a bitch? This is fucked up. These motherfuckers just don't want to see nobody prosper. This is exactly what happened to that first farmer family that needed to cut their lease and break their lease because they got booted off their land. But they never told Charlie the complete truth. And so at this point in time, when they get to the doctor, they talking and she brings it up. He was like, so using that being nosy. I mean, well, you wanted me to get your jacket and it was right there on the table, so I couldn't help but see it. So what's going on? I thought you owned this land. I've been leasing it for decades, okay? And, all of a sudden they just told me I had to go, and, it is what it is. Um, she was asking who was going to be there to help her out, help him out after the surgery. Call his daughter. Daughter don't even know that he needs the surgery, so he just don't want to burden her because she got a lot of stuff going on. I was like, Lord, this ain't gonna end well. I hope it ends okay, but it just gives me the feeling like something else is gonna happen, and I don't want nothing bad to happen to Proctor, because he's really been out there helping them out and being almost like a father figure and picking up the slack where the whole that Ernest left by leaving, passing away. And so when he get called to go to the back, the little doctor or nurse or whoever it was Mr. Romero. I was like, ooh. Charlie was like, oh my God, so you work here? He was like, yeah, I do. She was like, forgive me, it's my bad. It's not like I wasn't trying to call you. It's just like I just haven't had time to have, time for myself. Me time. I've been taking care of everybody else and all this stuff. He was like, no, it's cool. Why not just take you out to this food joint and they got the best pies, they got the best dish. She was like, oh, so you know a whole bunch of stuff about food. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I know a little something. I said, oh, keep that dick in your pocket. Yes, back pocket, so you can pull it out when you need it. Okay, that was cute enough, right? Uh-huh. And so, at this moment, Charlie is pissed off. So she goes down and she sees Jacob. And she was like, what the hell is going on? Why are these tenants being kicked off of land that y'all own? And why haven't I been notified about this? He and she, she's naming off these farmers that's giving up their farms and all that stuff. And then, of course, she has a personal interest in this because Proctor, he is a personal family friend of theirs. And so, therefore, he was like, it's an EPA thing. She said, how the fuck is this an EPA thing? This got Sam Landry written all over it. He was like, listen, I'm upset about it too because it's a loss for us as well, and we have to recoup it and we have to figure out how to do it. But we're giving the people money to move off the land. She said $5,000 is not enough because that's what the offer was to Prosper to get off the land, and she was like, he's been there for decades, and that's what you're gonna do. And I was like, listen, the EPA, when the hurricanes came through, they found out that some mercury was in the water and it's damaging the lands and stuff like that. So that's why it's gonna affect the Landry Enterprises too. It's a whole bunch of hogwash if you ask me. Next thing you know, she getting all hype and shit. He was like, sit down. She was like, no, I don't want to sit down. And he was like, please sit down. And the way he was looking, like he was pleading with her with his eyes. And it wasn't, I didn't think that he was being on some fuck shit at that moment. And I said, you really acting to get her to sit down and to play games with her? Or you really feeling Charlie? Now, I already know, we knew it was an attraction on Jacob's end to Charlie. And then for some reason, did you catch it? Because I caught it. Charlie kind of softened up a little bit looking at him. And I said, bitch, I ain't got time. I don't have time. She sat down, and then on the preview for next week, they're going to be like slow dancing in the office and possibly kiss. I said, I ain't got time for this. And then here's this whole situation with Nova and Remy. Last season, remember when they was in the kitchen and they kind of touched hands or whatever when Nova was with old boy, the bald-headed guy? They connected in that moment, and this connection is still growing. I said, bitch, Nova and Remy about to hook up. Okay, they up there talking about fishing rods and how, when they was kids, they used to go fishing. And one of the last time they went fishing, Ernest went to go get some bait or something, and then he came out with a busted lip. And I seen the white guys who did it and all this shit, and we ain't never talk about it. And that was the last time we went fishing. He wanted to use the farm as a teaching point for his class or whatever. And so, they just connecting. I said, bitch, they about to hook up. I already know. I said, ew, you finna fuck your sister's leftovers. Because but it makes sense. Because when you think about Remy is about action and about, doing for the people in his way with these farmers and stuff like that. Nova is the same way with her community too. His community is these black farmers. Her community is these black people. Okay? And she wanna do all that she can. He wanna do all that he can. You put that shit together, goddamn. Y'all gotta stop playing. Okay? Um the last big part about this episode before I get to the bonfire, um, was when Davis came over to get Micah. And he's looking all nervous and stuff because Micah had left to go get his stuff. And he's talking to Charlie like, oh, okay, I see, you did something, you fixed up the place, it looks nice and all this stuff. She was like, I mean, it don't look no different than what it did the last time you was here, but okay, what are you fishing at? And he was just a little bit nervous and all that stuff. Him and Micah go to this arcade, they having a good time, talking about their scores and stuff like that on the little game. Next thing you know, Davis get a phone call, okay? Davis also had found out that the bonfire was going on in honor of Ernest. Okay, so next thing you know, we see them outside. And they're in a car. And didn't I say this shit? Didn't I say on episode 1, I can't wait to see what this is about because it seemed like Davis fucked around and got a kid on the side. And sure the fuck enough, he started the conversation off looking all sad and gloom and doom about how Ernest was such a good father figure to him, always coming to his games and stuff like that, was more of a father than he had, and he took the place of his father and all that stuff. And then, Michael was like, that's all cool and good, but why are you telling me this? Well, I just want to let you know that you have a sister. Her name is Tia. And, I'm gonna be taking care of her because her mama just died. And he was like, Micah at first was just like, okay, and what the hell? Does mama know about it? No. How old is she? 13. He was fucking over when he found out Charlie did not know. And what got me was the way that Davis was putting it out there and actually made it sound as if it was okay that he had a sad baby. Okay, and that Charlie didn't know, and he was like, "I mean, I want y'all to get to know each other. Come on, we can talk about it. Come on, Michael, let's go on. Let's talk about it. It's all good." I said, "You want him to be okay, and you expecting him to be like, I was all good, whatever." No, Davis, he just found out that you have a 13-year-old daughter that you claimed that you did not want to, you love and, you are proud of, but yet you kept hidden from not only her brother, but the stepmama and the whole world. Okay? You kept her hidden from everybody. And you want him to be okay with it? He just got over the fact that you cheated on his mom. He cheated on his mom. And not now he finds out that not only did you cheat on the mama in this public way, this time that broke up the family, you've been cheating and you produced a child. And then you kept this information from his mom. Okay? Fucked him up. I'm so sorry for him. I feel so sorry for Micah. Micah, see, this is what happens when you do this shit. And I hate when these people get in these relationships and they have children and there's cheating and all this stuff involved. And yeah, your spouse might be fucked up and then y'all might get over that and then y'all come back together, but you fail to realize that the kids, if you have children, they see this and they are affected by it. Okay? And it's probably gonna take them a little bit longer to get over it than whatever y'all two. Okay? They at the bonfire, um, you know, Vi gets the story about how mama said that, the fires is the, talking to the ancestors. This is how we talk to each other, the slaves and stuff like that. And Blue was talking and he was like, this is the way that I want to celebrate my birthday because this is what me and Grandpa used to do. Now we can put our letters up in here and we can go ahead and these will send his words up to Grandpa. Put your letters in the flames. I said, oh my God, it's so cute. I said, look at him being a little girl, little man. My baby is all that and a bag of chips. Okay. And so, they do that. And every time a person put their letters in the flame, they're not saying it, reading it out loud. It's like the voice in their head. They're reading what's on the cards, stuff like that. Like Charlie said, she'll take care of him. And I don't know if she's talking about Proctor or if she's talking about Ralph, but most likely either or a Blue, one of them. And you could just see Michael just got this whole demeanor change. It's a sad thing, but he's also got a lot of stuff on his mind. And when they finally go home, he's looking at an old interview where David's talking about the family and all this shit, just lying his ass off. And I was just like, oh my god, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. Okay, I just felt so bad. I really did. And so on next week's episode, Charlie gonna find out. Charlie gonna find out, and she's gonna be pissed as she should. Okay, like all his skeletons are just coming out, and I'm just disgusted. It's just a mess. But that was Queen Sugar. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. If I missed anything, please put it down in the comments and let's discuss. And I will see y'all later. Peace.